Compared to other Toyotas, these GR Corollas are taking a little bit longer to sell, so we're going to try to find out why that's happening in today's video. I'll include a link to the Orem Toyota's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbo 1.6 liter 3-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual. Fuel economy is 21 around town, 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 300 horsepower and then 295 pound-feet of torque. And you can now get this with an automatic as well. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now this version of the Corolla has the cool hood vents, and then all Corollas get these aggressive looking headlights. But with the GR, you have a much more aggressive front fascia here at the bottom. And when you put it all together, this has that hot hatch look because, well, it kind of is one. Tire and wheel setup is 235 by 40 by 18. The wheels on this are kind of like a very dark gray, kind of looks black almost. And you get the cool red brake calipers that have the GR logo on them. Another GR logo here on the side with the venting. We also have blacked out mirror caps, and then you'll notice the door handles are body painted. We have this cool bodywork at the bottom, and then you got like the wide body appearance with this too in the back. And this has a forged carbon roof. Now with the key fob, you've got the GR logo there on the back. On the front, we've got our lock and unlock function. And before we pop into the cargo area, here's your side profile. And again, with that wide body, it has a very aggressive appearance for a Corolla. But now let's pop inside. We've got a cargo cover built in from the factory, and this is built off of the hatchback, so it's got quite a bit of space for a Corolla, but it's still a compact car. Really cool and aggressive spoiler here at the top. You got the Corolla's sharp headlight design, and of course another GR badge. And one of the coolest parts is the triple exhaust tip setup, one exhaust tip per cylinder. So hey, when it comes to looks, I think they did a really good job with the GR here. Let's now pop inside. Now you can see you've got a nice soft touch with red stitching down below, and you've got that blacked out trim around the cup holder area. And this version of the GR has the upgraded seats, which look really cool even for back seats. Now this is a compact car, so not a crazy amount of legroom in the back. But we do have a little bit of storage, I guess. The back passengers could use some charge ports too. And being a compact car, it actually has a decent amount of headroom, but it's not massive. Now we do get keyless entry up front. Nice soft touch trim at the top of the door panel, lots of red stitching even on the bottom section. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then the mirror adjustment is power. GR logo there on the headrest, and I think the front seats in general look really cool. It has that aggressive kind of race car bucket design, but they are manual. 3-pedal layout with this because it's a manual, and you've got a heated steering wheel as well. Start her up. GR logo at the bottom of the steering wheel. You've got nice red stitching there in the center and soft touch all around. Adaptive cruise control with lane centering. We've got our volume and voice command controls on the other side, and the controls for the center digital gauge cluster. Traditional stocks here on the back to keep things simple. And then taking a look at the gauge cluster here, fully digital. Kind of like the fun party trick here is if you change the drive mode, it'll change the layout. And that's one of the benefits of going fully digital with a car. Just the regular Corolla backup camera in reverse, so not as good a resolution as the newest Toyotas. Infotainment system itself is quick to respond. For the most part, shortcut bar there on the side, and then you do have a little physical volume control. We've got dual zone climate with this and automatic climate as well. Soft touch trim all across the dash, kind of a cool design, all blacked out. Wireless phone charging pad. We also have heated seats in this area. So we have our drive mode select, that's for your stability control, and then that's your auto rev match function for the manual. Shifter here for the 6-speed manual, and then the reverse lockout, just pull up and then push it over to the left side. Now this is for the all-wheel drive system, so you've got your normal, and then you push in for track, and then you twist to the side for your gravel mode. So depending on the conditions you're in, you change how the all-wheel drive system reacts. Got a little e-brake there, some cup holders, and then that storage that we saw from the rear. So this is the Premium Plus package. Most of the stuff that we looked at was standard equipment with the Premium Plus. This kind of makes it into a race car Corolla. There are a few options on this, including that rear spoiler that you guys saw. Total MSRP is $48,483. Let's see how the race car Corolla performs. Well, GR Corolla. I'll review the automatic at some point. I talked to several of the Toyota dealers here, and I think, I mean, this was probably a couple weeks ago. They all said that they've never seen one come through yet. So, like, it's supposed to exist, it just hasn't come through yet. Might be something that'll come later down the pipeline. But the manual version, this is the OG. This is the cool one. Look, speaking of OG cool manual, Civic Type R. That's always a cool car to see. Now, the GR Corolla, I think the thing that's the most exciting about this is actually the powertrain, because it's crazy, right? 300 horsepower out of a 3-cylinder. And for a 3-cylinder, it sounds pretty rambunctious. It's got a very mechanical kind of sound to it. And the way that it drives too, I mean, it's very peaky. It's got quite a bit of low end to it, but it also like has a pretty aggressive top end as well. The manual transmission's great. The thing about Toyota is, you know, everyone associates like boring commuter cars, right? Camry, Corolla, or, you know, boring family cars, family SUVs with Toyota, but Toyota knows how to build really good performance cars. You look at the Supra, fantastic. You look at this GR Corolla, also fantastic from a driving engagement perspective. So Toyota's they know how to build cars well. And I just have it in the normal mode. For my memory, track is 50-50 roughly. Normal is 60-40, so 60 up front. And then the gravel is 30 to the front, 70 to the rear. I might be a little bit off on those figures, but I'm pretty sure that's roughly what things are at. So IMT, that's the auto rev match function. So I just turned it on. It automatically blips the throttle. Now that's really nice for daily driving, and if you're getting used to like a canyon road or a track, it's nice having the ability to have the car rev match for you, so you can focus on getting used to the terrain rather than trying to be perfect with blipping the throttle. But it really is nice in traffic with the manual. It makes a huge difference if you ask me. I love this thing. Has so much low end torque, it'd actually be pretty hard to stall it. And the clutch engagement's also really good. There's a lot to like about this. It has that fun rally car feel. Like this feels very similar to the Subaru STI that they don't make anymore, where it just has this planted feel that, again, around corners it's great, and the power delivery is really good. And again, the engine's got quite a bit of character for what it is, being a 3-cylinder. And I do like the turbo blow off. That's also quite exciting. And the steering's also really good too. Like everything about this car is just really, sorry, my GoPro's falling off. Everything about this car is just really well tuned. Just the little blow-off noises that you get here and there. So fun. Oh, again, it's got that peaky feel where it starts to like really come on with the turbos higher up in the RPM range. And this handles so beautifully. It's such a well-balanced car, it really is. So in summary, the GR Corolla is great. $50,000 almost. It's a ton of money. So here's my 2 cents. I feel like hot hatchbacks in the US are just slightly too expensive for the demographic that buys them. So prior to the pandemic, I remember all the hot hatches were around $40,000. Excuse me. But everyone that would buy them could only afford about $30,000. So it's like they were 10 grand too expensive. And it's like the same thing today. Now the demographic that would love this car, they could buy a $40,000 car. 50 grand, a little bit too much. And that's why these have, in my opinion, a little bit of a slower sales pace compared to other Toyotas. Again, Toyota's pretty much sold out for the most part. Like all these cars in this lot are basically used. There's a few new. But yeah, I mean, I think they're just a little bit above the core demographics ability and to buy a car. So I think if this was like 42 to maybe 44 tops rather than 48, almost 50, I think that would be perfect for most people, for having all this packaging this has. And then like a base model, you know, you want in like kind of like the mid 30s, like 35, 36. That would make a lot of sense, I think, for people that are looking at this car. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that. But there's the GR.